If you follow the Geometry Dash community, which I'm assuming you do, you may have seen this video by Vit12, where he makes an extreme demon out of extreme demon. And shortly after that, a smaller creator by the name of WolfwoodGD made an insane demon out of insane demons. So it's in my nature to create a hard demon out of hard demon. I've always wanted to do something like this for a long time, but I just never had the excuse to do it. And real quick, this is my first time ever trying to do commentary style videos, so if you notice something you don't like, please tell me. I love to hear feedback from you, and I'm always trying to improve. But with all that being said, let's see what I created in this video. So basically, I think the first demon I want to recreate is 9 circles, and the part in 9 circles that I wanted to recreate was the very first ship part. I just died, bro. So the song I wanted to use was Isolation. I know it's the same song that Limbo uses, but honestly, I think it just fits the vibe I'm going for. So I'm gonna have an offset of 7 seconds faded. So first things first, I'm gonna make you start a ship going slow. I know it's gonna be difficult to make simple 9 circles gameplay going slow, but I mean, I guess I'll try my best. You don't really start till here, so maybe I could add a speed change. That could work. So I'm gonna add in some lines here to stop you from going up. So when you spawn in, you can't move. So I should probably add some simple 9 circles gameplay. And simple it was. I just did the classic 9 circles formula, where I had slopes sticking out of the ground with some spikes on top of them. So I have a couple ideas for this first part, but right now I just want to get some simple gameplay going, in just this first part here. So let's add some more slopes. We can do some simple structuring. I pretty much just copied and pasted these 2 structures around the entire part. There wasn't much interesting stuff going on, so I'll just skip to the decoration part of this video. Okay, so I am really proud of that gameplay. I think it's really good, in my opinion. But now I guess we're gonna have to decorate all this, and I have an idea for what I want to do with it. So let's just, I guess, hop right into that. So the first thing I want to do is, I guess, choose a background color, and I'm thinking like an orange. I know 9 circles is more red, but I really think an orange would look better for this. I spent a long time adjusting the colors and making them feel right, until I got something that I liked. So now we have our color scheme. I guess I'm going to do the ground spikes first. Yeah, so 9 circles used these ones right here. So I guess I'll use them just to make the part feel a bit better, because I know these ground spikes are really plain. To be brutally honest, I didn't do much commentary here because I didn't know what to say. But I just put this design throughout the entire part, and I think it looked pretty good. So that's our ground spike design. I'll fill it in with some black blocks. So just like this, just to make it look cleaner. And then I could just the strat, copy and pasting it. Man, what do I ever do without copy and paste? So if I take these and just... yeah, that literally does the effect I want it to. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I tried an effect before this that just did not work out the way I intended it to. Alright, there we go. So that is our ground spike design. Okay, so that's a problem. I'm gonna have to delete this. I just gotta find tweaks throughout the level and then fix them. Like this. I mainly just fixed a lot of tweaks throughout the level. It needed a lot of tweaking to be done because some parts either weren't working or just looked overall bad. I also added just a simple glow design to the ground spikes, just so that to make them look a little bit better. So I want to add a couple details to the ground spikes. So let's do that. Okay, so first things first, 9 circles used. It was in here. These were the things that everyone used in 1.9. These were used in almost every level in 1.9. Come on, you cannot tell me off. These things were actually pretty fun. They fill up a lot of space, but 9 circles used them, so we're using them. I literally just put these around the entire part of the level. They fill up space, and I think that they turned out pretty good. I also tried to make a saw blade design, but that also looked really ugly. So I just moved on to some background pulses, which also weren't that interesting. Okay, so the saw blade design, it's gotta be like this. This is like the iconic 9 circles used. So I could do a really overhaul design, right? The question is, do I want to? So if I were to go and put it like this, put it on background, make it like that. And that could be a start almost, right? To be honest, my commentary here wasn't the greatest, so I'll just go over to everything I did in post commentary. First thing I did was take some of these objects right here and put them behind everything else in a dark opacity. Then I took 2 gear objects and put them in the middle of the saw blade, which I had one rotate forward and one rotate backward, which gave a cool overlay effect. Then I just copied and pasted the saw blades throughout the entire part. I also made a smaller variant which I could also use throughout the entire part. So for the block design, I'm just going to use, I think, the basic 9 circle slopes because there's a lot you can do with it. Like I'm going to pulse it and stuff too, which to the background, which I think is going to look pretty good. So it used these. It was these. Alright, so for starters, this is like way too bright of a color. I'm gonna dim this down and I can add some slope glow. Now there's not much I can really do to decorate this, but I'm gonna try my best to see what can fit and what can't. So we can just use some simple slope glow across these edges, and then on the back we can use some low opaque black glow, which just gives it, like, as you can tell, it looks way better in my opinion now. I then, once again, just copied and pasted this block design to the other slopes in the level. And I have to say, I think that the end results looked pretty good. Alright, so that's all the block design complete. I think it looks pretty good. If you did notice, I did adjust the ground spikes. I didn't like how the line, it looked just really messy to me, so I just kind of like got rid of them. But now I think I should probably add in some air deco. So I guess we could work on like an arrow design probably. Yeah, we'll do that. Once again, my commentary here wasn't the greatest, so I'll just go over everything I did in post commentary instead. I actually stuck with a very simplistic design. I went through a lot of design choices, but none of them really stuck, so I just came up with this design here. Although it's really simplistic, I think it gets the job done. I also added some smaller arrows in to fill up some space as well, and I think they look alright, but they're definitely not the greatest. So the first thing I want to do is editor layer 6, and just take glow and just scale it, and just move it way up. Give that to the first group, and just put that on color. Now don't get me wrong, it was really simple atmospheric glow, and I think it definitely gets the job done. I also added in a black layer above the player to make everything feel a lot darker, considering that the song starts off extremely slow. And the other thing I wanted to do before we end this video is add like a foreground of something. What I did is I took the 1.0 decoration objects and I scaled them up and copied and pasted them over, made them black, and then made them move to the left, which makes them appear like they're in the foreground instead of the background. Honestly, I think that I want to call this level, or this part, complete. So yeah, I guess we can get on to the final showcase for the part. One quick thing before you guys leave. I have a poll on my channel in the community section asking you which demon I should make next. I would recommend that you go vote there if you want to see an episode 2 to this. Anyway, thank you so much, and I'll see you later. Bye!